Hello there, my name is Gina and I'm a realtor in Los Angeles and I make videos all about real estate. Today I'm going to talk about why I decided to become a realtor and the pros and the cons of being a realtor, so pretty much what I like and what I don't like about it. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So first I'm going to start with getting everything that I don't like about being a realtor out of the way. The first thing is that most realtors work as independent contractors, which means that they are on their own to find their own work, they're on their own to pay for everything, so we don't get benefits like if you're a W-2 worker, then a lot of times there's benefits like healthcare and pension, retirement stuff, and all sorts of different benefits, but we don't get any of that, so we have to pay for our own health insurance, and then we have to contribute to our retirement ourselves with like a SEP IRA. We don't get like a 401k that's matched with the company. So we don't get those typical benefits that you get with a normal like 9-to-5 W-2 job. Another thing that goes along with being an independent contractor is that we're on our own to find our own work. So we have no consistent income, and it can be scary because if you have expenses and you don't know when you're gonna close your next deal, that's like really concerning. If you don't have enough saved up and you're just getting started as a realtor, it's super scary because you might not be getting income for a few months, and how are you gonna pay your rent? And if you have like a lease or a loan on your car or whatever it is, you can't 100% rely on closing your next deal, and living deal to deal would not be ideal. But luckily I live with my parents right now, and I also have saved enough to be able to support myself for quite some time without making income, so it wouldn't be detrimental to myself. But even the thought of wanting to move out and pay all of my own expenses is really scary because I know that I don't know when my next paycheck is gonna come in. And this is something that I can also work on for sure, and a lot of realtors can. They can become more consistent with lead generation and getting clients, and the more consistent you are with that, the more consistent paychecks come in too, because the more consistently you're closing deals. But that is a drawback to me because it's kind of scary. And for example, like in the last month I haven't closed any deals, and so I haven't been paid for everything I've done in the last month. Yeah, and it can just be discouraging when you know that like other people who are working constantly are getting paid like every week or every 2 weeks, and I would love to have more of a safety net in terms of knowing when my next paycheck will come in. And that leads into another con about being a realtor, which is that I'm kind of constantly working. I constantly feel that I need to be able to answer the phone, need to show a house. I'm almost like constantly available for any of my clients, and that makes it difficult to make plans, and it makes it difficult to even just go away for a weekend or to travel at all. And it keeps you on your game constantly, which can be a downside for sure. And another aspect of that is that being a realtor is not something I can do remotely. So right now I'm so jealous of so many of my friends who are working remotely, and they're like traveling while working, and they just need to be online on their computer to be working, but I definitely cannot do that. So if I'm traveling at all, I really cannot work unless I'm selling a house somewhere else. In general, there's not much I can do when I'm not home in LA because most of my job is very in person, and it involves me being able to show property to people, whether they're buyers, or if I'm selling a property, then I need to be showing it to potential buyers. So that's another downside for sure. And another thing about constantly working that can be annoying is that even if I'm hanging out with friends or out of town, I feel like I need to constantly be available to pick up the phone for any calls or potential clients, because I don't want to miss out on opportunities. Another downside to being a realtor is that it can feel like you're doing a lot of work and not getting paid for it. So for example, I could be doing a lot of showings for someone, and it can take a lot of time to just even set up these showings, because now you have to schedule each appointment, and you have to call the realtor, hear back from them when they're available, contact your client again, and go back and forth, and it's a lot of time just to even schedule an appointment. And then I have to go out there and spend days showing clients properties, and sometimes things just don't work out. They don't see a property they like, or something happens and they're not able to buy the property that they want because of financial reasons. Or for example, sometimes people will get beaten out by other offers, and a lot of times things just don't work out. And that can be really discouraging to me, but I just keep in mind that I know that some are gonna work out and some won't, but the more work I do, the more deals I'm gonna close. And so that's kind of how I stay motivated to keep going, but that's definitely a con about being a realtor. So now that I've talked about most of the cons about being a realtor, I'm going to talk about why I decided to become a realtor, because I really truly love it, and I love selling homes. I love looking at homes. I love everything about it. I love meeting people. And the number one reason why I wanted to be a realtor kind of goes hand in hand with being an independent contractor, which was a con in some ways, but I love being my own boss. I don't want like someone to tell me what I need to be doing every day. I don't want to be on someone else's schedule. I love the freedom of being able to do whatever I want every day. Every day that I wake up, it's so freeing to feel like if I really wanted to, I don't have to work that day. I could go to the beach. I could go on a hike. I could just relax all day. If I'm not feeling well, I could just, take that day off and not feel pressured by someone else that I need to be doing something at a certain time. And this definitely works for me because I'm very self-motivated. I'm motivated by the idea that I'm working for myself, to build something for myself, to build like my own brand and to build a base of clients. And it's really rewarding because of that. So I don't feel a lack of motivation, or I don't feel like too lazy to do things, even though there's no one really watching over me and making sure that I do everything. I'm kind of self-motivated. If I don't have a deal that's in escrow, or if I don't have a listing, or if I don't have actively looking buyers, I'm gonna go out there and find them and do the work. I want to know that I have my next paycheck coming sometime soon, and I want to feel like I'm being productive. I honestly feel like I do work more than the average 9-to-5 person. I'm constantly working, and sometimes I'll just be working on paperwork, sending emails, answering calls, all the way to like 11 or 12 p.m. And it's definitely a lot of work, but just like the mental idea of feeling free and that you're doing it on your own time and there's no one pressuring you or telling you what to do is just so nice. And that's honestly the main reason that I wanted to be a realtor, because when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, I just could not take the idea that I'd probably be sitting at a desk from probably 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon doing what someone else told me to do, and it was probably going to be something really tedious. It's really freeing to know that I'm building something for myself and that will grow over time. Being a realtor, I know that the more I do, the more it's going to build up to something bigger and better. Another thing that I mentioned is that I really did not want to be stuck at a desk all day long. I love working with people. I love being able to meet new people all the time. Most of the people I meet are so cool, and I'm so happy that I get to meet all these new people and help them with this goal of buying their house. It's super fun on an emotional level too, to like see people get excited about a house or excited about a future of theirs that they can envision in a house. It's also definitely rewarding to build friendships or deepen friendships with people by working as a realtor. And honestly, residential real estate never gets boring because there's so many emotions involved, and that's always really exciting. Another thing that I love about being a realtor is that I like to feel like I'm someone's hero by helping them get their dream home. It's so exciting when, for example, a couple finds a house that they can see themselves living in and growing a family in, and there's multiple offers on that, and I'm like fighting to get them in and for them to win the house, and then when it happens, it's just so exciting. And a lot of the times it doesn't happen, but then we're on to the next one, and eventually I know that we can find a place that will fit for them. And it's just super rewarding and exciting to see people happy about buying a home. Another thing that I love about being a realtor, which may seem really obvious, is just getting to see so many houses. I love looking at homes. I love exploring new areas of Los Angeles and outside of LA. I love finding out about new like little pockets and little parts of town that I didn't know about before. And I love seeing what price ranges will get you in different areas. And I think that's something that everyone likes. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think housing is such a universal need that everyone who's not homeless lives in a house or an apartment or in some sort of real estate, and so it really pertains to everyone. I would imagine that most people could relate to how it's fun to see different homes, because you can always imagine if you would like living in one, or if one day you want a home like this one or that one, and the different possibilities that there are out there. It's super fun to see because it applies to everyone. And it's fun for me to imagine if I would like a house or not. Also, on a practical note, I feel like all of the information that I learn while doing real estate is super useful for myself. I can use it when I decide to buy my own house or when I decide to invest in real estate. And I feel like the knowledge that I build up could be used to help me, my friends, and my family decide on real estate decisions, and knowing what's a good deal, knowing how things work with real estate is super helpful and useful for myself. So I love that I can apply it to myself too. So yeah, that's a pretty basic breakdown of the pros and cons for me of being a realtor. That's by no means exhaustive. There's so much more I could say that I like and do not like about being a realtor. If you have any questions or comments about what it's like to be a realtor, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Or if you're a realtor and have a different experience in some way, I'd also love to hear about that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.